Okay. All right, so today we're gonna go over using a Hoyer lift. We actually have 4 of these in the hospital. 2 are the Medline, which is this one, and then 2 are the non-Medline ones. The Medline ones go a little bit higher, so if you have a higher bed or a larger patient, the ones with the blue are the ones to go with. So before we do our transfer, I'm gonna show you a couple pieces on here. So this is the remote. So we have a winch lift, winch lower, feet spread, feet together. And then this is the emergency stop, which can really easily be hit. And if this is pushed in, you're not going to be able to use any of your control. So you want to make sure that this is out. If you're moving it and you accidentally bump it, you're not going to be able to do anything. So make sure that's out so that we can use our device. Okay? So now what I'm going to show you is how to hook patient up with it. So I have a patient here with a sling underneath them. I'm going to place the device over them. I prefer to go this longer way, but sometimes depending on the way the sling is, you may have to go this way as well. Either is fine, just make sure you watch out for the patient's head. So I'm going to bring this in, lock it, grab my remote, and now we're going to lower the winch just by holding down. And I'm going to bring it fairly low. That should be good for now. And I'm just going to stick my remote back here. So I'm going to hook up the head straps first. You'll notice that there's several different loops. Whatever loop color we do on one side, we want to do on the other side. So for this, I think I'm going to go with the orange one. So I'm going to put the orange loop in here and the orange loop in here. Then I'm going to move to the lower extremity. And with these straps, what we want to do is me and the patient are going to kind of help lift her leg up. We're going to go underneath one and then underneath the other. And then I like to crisscross these. I think they're the most comfortable for the patient. The lower straps only have 2 loops. Again, I'm going to do the same color on each side. So I'm going to do black here, and I'm going to do black here. Actually, can I get to the blue? Actually, I'm going to do the blue. So whichever tighter one you can get, that one's the better one to do. Okay, then I'm going to kind of take a look at my sling and make sure that my patient is inside of it. Their head is supported up here as well too, and it looks pretty good. So from here, we're still locked. We're going to end up raising the patient back up. So now I'm grabbing my remote again, and I'm going to winch up. And it's going to start lifting. And again, I can kind of stop it at any time and sort of check and make sure that this isn't folding under or anything, but right now it looks pretty good. So the patient's going to go up. You doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So we're just kind of raising up, and we've seen that she's almost clear, and there we go. She's kind of hovering there. Good. From there, I'm going to bring this back over here, and I like to make sure that this is lower now, okay? So now what we need to do is we need to bring her out. If our patient doesn't have shoes on, it might be a little easier to move their feet over. We have shoes, so it might stick just a little bit. So I'm going to bring her over quite easily. We have a nice tight space like we do in a lot of our rooms here. But as you can see, I'm doing this fairly easily, just myself, and kind of giving myself a little bit of time. If I had more space, I could open the legs a little bit, but these ones are pretty tight. So I'm going to turn this way, and then I'm going to lock, and then I'm going to actually open the legs by pressing this button here. I accidentally hit the button, so it stopped working. So I'm undoing it, but see how easily it hits? So I'm just opening the legs a little bit. Okay, then hanging that up. Then I'm gonna turn my patient, just taking into account watching their legs and their feet, that they're not gonna smash into here, okay? From here, I can bring the chair up. I also could move the Hoyer too over the chair if I have room, but in this room, this is a little bit easier. So I'm gonna position the chair where I'd like them to be, okay? I'll come on this side so you guys can see me. And then from here, we're gonna start to lower. If I had a second person, I would have them behind and kind of pulling her back, but since it's just me, I'm gonna kind of guide her back by pushing on her knees gently. So I'm gonna hit the lower winch button as I kind of push back, and my wheelchair is locked. And I'm gonna make sure that I'm watching the winch so I don't hit her in the head. Good. Set this over here. You set your feet down, or are they still too high? Okay, good. So we can go down a little further there. And then I'm going to take these off. 1 and 2. 3 and 4. And then I'm gonna raise the winch so I don't bop her in the head just by holding that button down. Just so it's kind of out of the way. And then from here, the sling is under her where it needs to be. We can unlock the brakes and then have the patient go wherever they need to go. Okay, all right, thank you.